Hi, everyone. This is Tamar Henry of Curveball Coaching, and I'm with my friend and co facilitator, Wendy. And I'll let Wendy introduce herself.
Hi, guys. I am Wendy Oatsler from Divine Spark Yoga.
And we are so excited to be leading a workshop together in just over 2 weeks. The workshop is called The Practice of Practical Surrender. And Wendy's going to be leading a beautiful yoga practice, and we will be also talking about this kind of um, mysterious concept of surrender, which a lot of us hear all the time. And I think that a lot of us get confused about what it actually means, and especially when it pertains to those of us who are dealing with infertility or pregnancy loss or both, which Wendy and I both have experience in dealing with. It begs the question, well, does that mean that I just give up on getting pregnant, staying pregnant, being a mother? And so one of the things we wanted to talk about is no, it does not mean giving up. Wendy, did you want to say anything else about that
No,
piece?
no, I mean, I think it's lovely that we're talking about this very evasive subject because it feels intangible, like it just feels like people throw that word around so often, or even, like, just let go, just let it go. It's like, what? What does that mean when it's not, we're not talking about some simple uh, set of emotions and situations. So, I love that we're able to come together and bring some more kind of tangible ways to explore how to get to that place.
Exactly. And so, what we really want to do in this retreat is give you, as the attendee, and we hope you all register. Actually, we don't hope you all register because we only have about 20 spaces, but hopefully, we'll have some of you register. So, what we hope you will come away with is really, like Wendy said, just tangible tools that you can use all the time, whether you're dealing, and they will be useful whether you're dealing with infertility or just in life in general, because this stuff is very applicable to really anything, any struggle, any conflict you're having, any difficulty that you're having. So, I wanted to share something to give you kind of a taste of what you can do to surrender, what it means, because I know it is evasive and it is elusive, and it's like, what does that mean and how can I do it? So here's one of the things that is super helpful for me, and I think that there's a school of thought around dealing with uncomfortable feelings, and what I mean by uncomfortable feelings is anything that you don't want to feel that just pops up. So anger sometimes, or sadness, or anxiety, or jealousy, just any of these things that crop up in life and around this issue specifically. And a lot of times, this school of thought talks about the idea of thought preceding feeling. So basically, the idea that anytime you have an uncomfortable feeling in your body, it comes from first thinking a thought. And if you just want to change the feeling, change your thought. And that can definitely work. However, the only problem is sometimes we're not aware of our thoughts. We're not totally conscious of what we've been thinking because our subconscious mind is working really hard in the background, and it's putting all kinds of things, stories, just the record that we've been playing over and over in our entire life. It's playing that record. And so sometimes we just I'm sure this has happened to you, Wendy, right? Like, you get just an uncomfortable feeling and you're like, I don't know where that came from. Suddenly I feel sad or angry or something. And that happens to me. And I think that it happens to those of us that are dealing with infertility because we're told by our culture to not talk about this topic so much and to not really deal with it emotionally and spiritually. So a lot of us are stuffing it down. A lot of us are not releasing the uncomfortable feelings, and worse, a lot of us are kind of getting the uncomfortable feeling and not allowing it to even just be present in our bodies. So an example might be, well, I'll ask you, Wendy, does this like ring a bell from when you were dealing with infertility at all, or can you think of an
Yeah.
example?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, teaching yoga for fertility. I hear my clients all the time say, if I see another pregnant woman, it's just like it's so heartbreaking, and they start to feel all these things, and then they feel bad for feeling
Hmm.
uh, jealous or angry or whatever they're feeling. And certainly, as I went through my own stuff, that would try to creep in. I would try to use some of the tools I know to not allow that to happen. And I chose to approach it in a different way. But that's a huge one, I think, is that in particular, because it's so literally like in your face. I mean, you can't avoid seeing people who are pregnant, like,
Yes.
and it'll feel magnified oftentimes when you're in that place and you just are walking, through the grocery store, and all of a sudden you're just like, what? It's all around me. So I think that
Yeah.
that's a great example.
Yeah, I know for me, I totally felt, well, it was interesting because when I had the year that I had three miscarriages, more people than in my life that I knew got pregnant and had healthy pregnancies. It was very interesting in that way. So there was a lot of opportunity for me to practice that whole thing. But yeah, sometimes I got angry. I did, and I got jealous, and I felt some things that I felt like I shouldn't be feeling.
Mhm.
And so what happens is I think we don't allow the feeling to be there. And so the thing that is transformative about this is just, I mean, it's super simple. It's just allowing it to be there. And so instead of, as Wendy just talked about, going through this whole cycle of, I feel bad because I feel jealous. I don't want to feel that. Oh, I shouldn't do that. Like getting in your head about it and making it worse, really, and spiraling. Instead of doing that, and actually what you're doing then is you're prolonging your suffering. What you can choose is to just say, when it's appropriate, okay, I feel that jealousy. Putting your hand on your heart is really helpful because it helps you actually, the hormone oxytocin actually gets generated when you put your hand on your heart. Crazy, I know, but it
Isn't it
does.
amazing?
It
It's
is.
amazing.
So when you do that, you're just kind of connecting to yourself, and you just can breathe it in even. You can say, all right, I feel angry, and that's okay. And I'm saying yes to this anger. And actually, what happens when you do that is it dissipates pretty quickly. It moves through you. So you're allowing it to be. You're not telling it to go away or just like, okay, I'm allowing it, but get out. You're not doing that. You're just saying, I hear this emotion or I accept this emotion and I'm saying yes to it. And that is surrendering. That's surrendering in a practical way. So I wanted to kind of give you that to try, and hopefully sometime in the next week or so, something will come up that you will have. I hope you're not in pain, but if something does come up, I'd love for you all to try that. And if you have insights or would like to share what's happening after you try that, please email me. My email is tamar@curveballcoaching.com, and email Wendy too. And Wendy's email
It's
is,
spark@divinesparkyoga.com.
we'd love to kind of hear how that works for you. And there will be much more of that at our actual retreat, which I don't know if we mentioned. It is Saturday, February 21st. So about 2.5 weeks from
Yep.
today,
Mhm.
which is today's the 5th. And we are going to be holding it at Two Hearts Yoga in Sherman Oaks.
Yeah.
So we hope to see you there, and we hope to hear from you. And thanks so much for watching.
Bye, guys.
Bye.